My M63 husband and I F60 have been married for 25 years and have 3 F20s daughters. Because he is flying and flying out 2 on 2 off, it was always agreed that I be the parent to stay at home and look after the girls. I had a handmade soap business that was doing quite well until the 2008 financial crisis brought it to a halt. He has always been rather secretive with divulging information to me that he says I didn't need to know, such as investing $4,000 in crypto, then $20,000 savings into something he couldn't discuss with me. This happened while I was at my mom's funeral on the other side of the country, and when I returned he said it was out there working for us. Then he got fired for falling asleep during his shift. I suspected drugs at this point, and soon enough we couldn't pay our mortgage. One day he said we were over and he left and never came back. I had to sell the house and move the girls and I to a country town. 6 months later he came back. He had a job and admitted his addiction. Being a single parent was awful. I still loved him and the girls were very happy. 12 years later things have taken a turn. A few months ago my husband had just gotten home when he asked if I was okay with him going to see a friend of his for overnight. This is so they can drink and not drive. I was fine with it. The next day he was going to pick up a daughter on his way home. I asked her if he was driving okay and she said yeah, but he was looking for something on the floor for a while but wouldn't say what he'd lost. As soon as they arrived I had to get some items at the shop. Getting out of the car I saw a fake fingernail on the carpet. I picked it up and held it up to my husband. I can only describe his reaction as a glitch. His face contorted and twisted but no words came out. Later when I asked what he'd done with it, and he said he'd put it in the bin. A week later while he was away my daughter was visiting and had time to go on our home computer and found that he had changed his passwords. She said it was obvious someone more savvy than him had looked and changed things on his accounts, especially Facebook. I wasn't his friend on Facebook for a few years because he would comment stupid things on my soap posts. But this week I sent him a request. He accepted after a few days and I couldn't see anything of concern. He came home after another week and the first few days were great. During one of his sleeps I got his phone and started going through it. In his chats there was a work colleague that he has great banter with. F45. She lives less than 20 km from his friend's place and is single. On her page I could see she was at home on the same day my husband was in the area. Althoff had told me she was on the opposite shift to him. The next day I could see she went to a town very close to me for lunch with a mystery friend. Then later I found the nail. Then I noticed she is not on his friends list, but she is the first shortcut on his timeline. He is on her friend list on her page. On their chats the dates between October 8th and November 1st are missing. I also remembered back in early November we were both laying on our bed with our phones. I went to the toilet and when I picked up my phone again the conversation between him and I on chat and in messages had the conversations missing, like we were just starting again. I was confused at the time but think back and am certain he did it. But why? We started to argue about all my suspicions and he went downstairs. We are packing to move. After 40 minutes he called out and he held up the nail and said he'd found it in amongst some things of my daughter's. What? It's the same nail. Now I was convinced he was cheating but he denies it. I've been told I'm paranoid, have something wrong with me, should see a therapist etc. etc. I think he's a narcissist as he uses tactics that narcissistic people use. Darvo. Deny attack reverse victim offender. Now he is giving me the silent treatment. I feel he is cheating but I don't know what to do. I have no money of my own. No family other than my daughters who all live with their partners. Renting a house is out of my reach. I have 4 little dogs who are devoted to me, but am essentially a loner. He has $240,000 in his superannuation and his crypto thing is up to $27,000. If I left him, divorced him, am I entitled to any of his superannuation? Could he hide it from me? I'm well aware what happens to women my age and I am scared.